Welcome back everyone to another episode of No Fear Cooking. Nathaniel's over here. My mother's behind the camera today, not me. Babbitt sitting right next to me. I don't know if you guys can tell, we're wearing matching bandanas. Thank you to Sara for that one. And speaking of Sara, my sister, this recipe today is a keto ranch dressing. This comes straight from her. She's modified it, tweaked it, perfected it, so that we can show it to all of you on the cooking show. Now, you don't have to be keto to do this recipe. I actually advocate that you do this even if you're not keto, because you're not getting the preservatives, you're not getting all of the stuff that they just throw into ranch dressing that you get from the store. And if you are keto, this is a total of 2 carbs that you're getting across the whole thing. Now, what's the difference between this ranch dressing and one that you get from the store? The store will use buttermilk. We don't use buttermilk. We use mayo, we use sour cream. And there are 2 steps to this. The first step is making the dry rub. So I already have some made, but I'm gonna show you the process of making this. It's very easy. And here's the thing. We're making enough dry rub to do the ranch 8 times. And here's the other thing. If you don't wanna make the ranch, just make the dry rub, put it on a chicken, put it on taco seasoning. You can do that. I'm gonna try that afterwards myself, but let's jump into it. Also, really quick, I recommend writing out the ingredients on the top of the lid, because then you always have it handy nearby. Otherwise, you can go to the Amalfi Media website. We do have the link in the description for this exact recipe. You can print it off, you can share it. And in the meantime, you can subscribe to No Fear Cooking. But let's get started. We are going to start with, oh, is that Babbitt? Is Babbitt looking cute? Hello, Babbitt. Oh, hello, Babbitt. All right, we're starting with the parsley. We're using 5 tablespoons of parsley. Dump it in. Look at that, there we go. Then we are moving on, and that was the parsley. All of this, by the way, just dry ingredients that we get from Publix or Walmart, wherever you might go. So you add the parsley. The next is dill. We're using dry dill, 3 tablespoons. Again, dump it in. After that, chives, 2 tablespoons of those. And you know, if there's ever an ingredient here that I'm saying that you don't like, just skip it. So this one, for example, that I already made, I made it without chives because we didn't have any. Totally fine. Next, garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder going in. Whoop, just like that. Gives it a really good smell. I think the garlic powder might be my favorite ingredient. 1 tablespoon of minced onions, and you'd be surprised by the little crunch that this gives your recipe. It's very nice. That goes straight in. Again, that's 1 tablespoon of the minced onions. 1 tablespoon of onion powder, also going in. And then we have 2 teaspoons of salt, and 2 teaspoons of pepper. All right, you see that? Can I see it good, Mom?
Very good. Yes.
All right, all you're gonna do now for the dry rub, put a lid on, and just shake it, just mix it. That's all you gotta do. What do you think about it, Babbitt?
I think it's pretty good.
Oh, Babbitt thinks it's pretty good. How about that? Again, this is worth 8 of the ranches we're about to make, and I'll get into that in a second. So, that's all mixed up. Here, we'll show it to them. Mixed. Ta-da! You wanna come in close, Mom? Ta-da! There's that. Okay, put that down. Get a bowl. Now we're moving on to making the actual ranch dressing. Get a bowl, get some mayo. 1 cup of mayo, specifically. Round it if you like mayo, maybe a little bit less if you don't like mayo as much. I'm not a big mayo guy, but I don't mind it in this recipe. So get your cup, boom, put it in like that. I'm gonna put that on the side there, put the lid back on. Sour cream. Now, we're using 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. If you want a little bit more sour creamy, add some more. If you want a little, this makes it a little bit thick with the ratios that we're using. So if you want a little bit more runny, a little bit more wet, just add a little bit more of the liquids. All right, 1/4 of a cup goes in, just like that. Put the lid back on. Put it on the side there. And then lemon juice, 1 teaspoon. I made the mistake of using 2 tablespoons the last time, and I was wondering why it was so tangy tasting. I texted my sister, I was like, what is this recipe that you gave me? And I then quickly learned I used too much lemon juice. So 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Although if you want more, go ahead and put in more, but I just do that. Dump it in there, and then very simply, 2 tablespoons of this dry rub that we just made. And now you'll see why I'm saying this last 8 times, because we're only using a little bit of this. I'm just gonna give it a nice stir because I don't want anything to sat in there and situated differently. And rounded tablespoons, unless you want a little bit less. I do a rounded tablespoon. 1 goes in, a second one goes in, just like that. I wish you could smell it because it's very good. Put the lid back on, and now you have 7 servings left that you can use for more ranch or for a rub. And then here's the easy part. You just get a spoon, a spatula, whatever it is, and you just mix it all in. Babbitt, what do you think about this? Oh, he's eyeing this. He's staring at this. He wants to know what's in here. Look at, whoa, look at this. Look at this. It's already basically done. I mean, how easy is that? You skip the preservatives, you get 2 grams of carbs. If you want to make it more traditional, add buttermilk. I'm not saying don't do that, but if you want to save on the carbs, and if you are on a keto diet or a low carb diet, this is a great recipe. Goes great on salads, goes great on dip, whatever it might be. I actually like to dip my chicken in this a lot, my pork in this, I'll dip in it. I haven't tried steak. I think some people would crucify me if I dipped steak in ranch, aka my dad. Maybe I'll try it just to bother him. I'll just eat it with ranch just to see how my dad reacts. Maybe we'll get it on video for this. And we are done. I mean, look at this. Keto ranch, low carb ranch, done. You get, and we, of course, we have a nice presentation of all the things you could possibly dip in it. You have carrots you could dip in. Really any vegetable. I'm gonna dip in these sugar snap peas that we got from our neighbors. They just brought it over the other day. They're delicious, and I'm going to dip it. You're gonna get a thick dip in there, and that's a 5-star recipe. That really is. I love this. I love this ranch dressing. It's great with vegetables, it's great with meat, it's low carb. You don't have preservatives just floating around your body. And I mean, I can make it 7 more times now. Look at how much I already have. I can do this 7 more times. Or I can make some tacos with it. And I think that's what I'm gonna do next. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to Know If You're Cooking. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and share this with your friends. Thank you to everyone who has been watching and who's been along with us for the past, year and a half now. Thank you, Babbitt, for matching with me, bud. Thank you. Little matching dog, me and Babbitt. Anyway, see you guys on Sunday. It will be my mother in front of the camera that time. Do not worry. I'll just be here every once in a while. Other than that, manja manja. See you next time.